All right, chapter 4 is called Finding Facts. That day when I got home from school, Mother was already back from work. I like it when that happens. She was in the kitchen with my dog named Tickle. I gave her a paper Mr. Scary sent home about the play. Her face smiled when she read it. Oh boy, you're going to have a play for parents' night, huh? How fun! I shrugged my shoulders. Yeah, but it'd be funner if it was a mouse play. But Mr. Scary says it has to be about dumb old Columbus Day. Mother kept on reading. Look at this. It says that over the weekend you get to look up facts about Columbus and his ships. Whoever has the most facts will get to choose their part first. I rolled my eyes. Fact number 1. Columbus is not a mouse, so I don't even care about this play. After that, I turned around and I clomped out of the kitchen all grumpy. Tickle clomped with me. We were almost to my room when my mother called after me. I don't get it, Junie B. You always wanted to be a star. I stopped clomping. A star? Whoa. I never thought about that situation. I turned around and zoomed back to the kitchen. A star? I could really be a star, you think? Like the one and only star of the whole entire production, you mean? Mother grinned. Well, maybe not the one and only star, but if you bring in the most facts about Columbus, you'll be able to choose any part you want. Just then, my legs jumped all around, really excited. The star part, Mother. I'm going to choose the star part. I grabbed her arm. Let's go. Hurry. We have to go to the library to get all my facts. Mother undid my hand. Honey, we can't go right now. Ollie's in the middle of his nap, and I don't have a babysitter. I slumped my shoulders. Man, darn it. That baby ruins everything. Mother wrinkled her eyebrows at me. Junie B., you and I can go to the library tomorrow. Tomorrow will be plenty of time for you to collect your facts. She stood there for a minute. Or if you want to do it right now, we could look some up on the computer. How does that sound? I grabbed her hand and pulled her to her desk. Perfect. That sounds perfect. So me and Mother sat down at her desk and she typed the name of Christopher Columbus on her computer. And wow, a jillion pages came up about that guy. He was famouser than I thought. There were easy pages, hard pages, shorty pages, longy pages, picture pages, poem pages, and song pages. Me and Mother read all the pages out loud together. I read the easy ones and she read the hard ones. Then I wrote down important facts. And before I even knew it, I had 18 facts on my paper. I jumped up and down from my chair. 18? 18 is more than my wildest dreams. I hugged Mother real joyful, and me and Tickle skipped to and fro and far and wide and round and round and round. All right, chapter 5 is called The Winners. Dear First Grade Journal, 18 facts! I got 18 facts, and I cannot wait to choose my part in this play. This is going to be the time of my life, I tell ya. From Junie B., first grader. P.S. 2 more kids are sick from school today, and Lenny just went to the nurse. P.S. again. Sheldon is wearing sandwich bags on his hands today to keep germs off, I believe. Then Mr. Scary finished taking attendance, and he said to please put our journals away. As you can see, we're missing 3 more classmates today. It's going to be hard to do a play with so many people absent, but we'll keep our fingers crossed that our classmates will be back in time to participate. Just then, we heard a rustly sound. Sheldon was crossing his fingers inside of his sandwich bags. After he got done, he waved to Mr. Scary, very pleasant. Mr. Scary just looked at him for a real long time, and then he waved back. Finally, he stood up and walked to the board. Boys and girls, I thought it would be fun to base our play on the facts you gathered for homework. If you have a fact you would like to share, raise your hand and I will write it on the board. Then, when we've listed all of our facts, we can choose our play parts. Who would like to go first? Jose shot his hand in the air speedy fast. I have a poem. He jumped right up and started to read. In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. He had 3 ships and left from Spain. He sailed through sunshine, wind, and rain. Mr. Scary smiled. Nice, Jose. Great poem. Let's see how many facts are in there. He wrote them down. Number 1, Columbus was a sailor. Number 2, he had 3 ships. Number 3, he sailed from Spain. Number 4, the year was 1942. Then Sheldon started waving his plastic Ziploc bag hands, very urgent. I know the names of the ships. I know the names of them. They're the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. Excellent job, Sheldon, said Mr. Scary. He printed the names on the board. Then Mr. Scary started to call on someone else, but Sheldon stood up and read more from his paper. Columbus sailed across the Atlantic Ocean and landed on some islands near America. Mr. Scary added the new facts to the list. Sailed the Atlantic Ocean, arrived in islands near America. All right, thanks again, Sheldon. Now I think we should let someone else have a... Sheldon interrupted again. My Uncle Vern sailed to an island once. He came back with a woman named Bunny. Sheldon kept standing there. Aunt Bunny has tattoos. After that, Mr. Scary hurried to Sheldon's desk and put him back in his chair. May went next. The fact is about the Mayflower, she said. The Mayflower is the ship that brought the Pilgrims to America. I'm going to be the Mayflower in our Columbus play because both of our names start with May. Mr. Scary looked curious at her. Yeah, but the Mayflower didn't sail to America until 100 years after Columbus, he said. I know, she said, but our names still start with May. So don't you get it? Yes, May, I get it, but we can't change history. The Mayflower will not be sailing in our Columbus play. May sat down with a huff. Lucille stood right up. My fact is about the Richie Queen of Spain. The Richie Queen of Spain was named Isabella, and she gave Chris the money for the trip. I want to be Richie Queen Isabella in the play, because if there's one thing that I know, it's how to be rich. Jose raised his hand. You shouldn't call him Chris, Lucille, he said. In Spain, they called him Cristobal Colon. Lucille made squinty eyes at him. Chris, Cristobal, whatever. A queen can call you whatever she wants to. She fluffed her hair and sat down. Then I sprung up and I waved my paper all around. 18 facts! I have 18 facts, I said, real happy. Listen to this, people. The Nina was the smallest ship, the Pinta was the fastest ship, and the Santa Maria was a big old tub. Mr. Scary winked at me. Those are outstanding facts, Junie B. Great job. He printed them on the board. And guess what? After that, Shirley told him even more ship facts. Room 1 just kept on telling him facts, so the whole rest of the morning just kept going and going and going. Till finally, we had told him every fact in the book. Then the funnest part of all happened. Mr. Scary walked around the room and counted how many facts each of us listed on our papers. And wait until you hear this, he said, we have a tie! Me and Jose both had 18 facts. We jumped out of our seats and gave each other a high five. I skipped around my desk very joyful, and also I skipped to the pencil sharpener and back. Mr. Scary came back and shook our hands. He said we would choose our play parts when we come back from lunch. So meanwhile, we would be thinking about what parts we want. I already know what part I want. It's the bestest part of all, but I'm going to keep a secret till after lunch, so nobody ask me, and I mean it, I said, real thrilled. After that, I pretended to lock my lips with a make-believe key. Herb turned around. You mean you're not going to tell me? He said, kind of disappointed. I got out my key, and I fake unlocked my lips. Okay, I'll tell Herb, and that's all. I locked my lips again. Jose frowned at me. I unlocked my lips. Okay, and I'll tell Jose, because that's my final offer, and I mean it. Then Shirley did a big huffy breath at me. Okay, fine, and Shirley, I said. That's when Sheldon raised his hand and pointed to himself. All the other children pointed to themselves, too. So that day at lunch, I whispered my secret to everybody in room 1. But that was it. All right, tomorrow we'll read chapter 6 called Teamwork.